In a world where conventional ammunition is scarce, or using a firearm may draw unwanted attention to your presence, mastering a slingshot may be the key to your survival. This is Urban Sentinel, and let's get into it. Now, learning to use a slingshot can provide you with the ability to provide yourself food and security in a post-apocalyptic SHTF situation. That's not to say that this is by far the only means. It's one of many possible options, and that's the key thing, is you always want to have as many options as possible when it comes to your survival and protecting yourself. Now, right off the top, I'm going to say this. This slingshot is almost as old as I am. This was my grandfather's slingshot that he had from way back in the early 70s. And honestly, with the exception of a few things that I've done to it, it's literally the original slingshot as it is. This actual band is the original band that came with it. And it's in relatively decent condition. There is some natural wear on the end of the elastics at the connections here, and there's some electrical tape that's over the end of it, and I most likely will have to replace it. And I have a replacement band here, which of course also too dates way back several decades. There are numerous designs of slingshots. This is not the end all to those designs, and there's plenty of research available, information out there for you to do your research as to what type of slingshot you may be interested in. But I use what I have, and this is what I have, so this is how we're going to do it. Now, with that being said, just a few simple basics. One, always be safe when you're using something like a slingshot, air rifle, firearm, any type of edged weapon. Basically, be safe because you don't want to hurt yourself or hurt someone else or unnecessarily damage something that you could have avoided doing. Now, with this slingshot, as I said before, it's extremely old. Maybe I might get 5, 6 good shots out of this band. I'm not sure. I'm going to take it easy on it once I do. And I have the replacement band, but realistically, that's also old, so I'll probably on my own replace that later on with something else. And like I said before, this is mostly for demonstrations, that way you get an idea of the potential that a slingshot can have that you can add into your EDC kit, your bug out bag, or just in your general preps for those situations where you may have to actually acquire live game out in the field and you don't have a firearm, or it's inadvisable because of the noise firearms make to actually use one. So this gives you that extra layer of ability to go out and do those sort of things. Now, one of the key advantages to a slingshot is ammunition is cheap to free. Realistically, I mean, I've got this small marble and these metal ball bearings. That's what I'm using. But you could use anything from small pebbles and rocks to any other type of relatively decent solid object that's going to fit within the back part of the sling right here. And the key thing is, and I'll show you, you're going to load up a couple things you want to try to do. You get it in there, you get it set. One, you're not doing this. You're not pinching it off here. Two, you're not actually trying to death grip. You want to have a firm grip, but you're not trying to squeeze, because what's going to happen is when you eventually have to let go, it's going to be an uneven release, and it's going to go all, higgly-piggly all over the place. You want to get somewhere right within a grip like this. So you're squeezing the actual ammunition. You've got it pinched in there. Then you have your grip, and you're going to be lining up along the top of the band. Now, there are a lot of small little techniques, little nuances within shooting slingshots that if you never shot one, you're really not going to know about it. And maybe as a kid, you just, picked it up, pull back and, you know, let it fly. And there is a significant increase in the velocity that you get from simply pulling back a little, pulling back more, and pulling it back as far as it'll go, and, you know, releasing. These things, as far as shooting the marbles or the shot pellets, they can do some damage. They can definitely break windows. They can dent lightweight metal. You know, they can put your eye out. Without a doubt, they can do that. But for the purpose of using them to hunt, something like squirrels, rabbits, woodchucks, those things like that, they get hit with one of these things traveling at a few hundred feet per second over a relatively short distance. It's lights out for them, pure, plain and simple. And that's what we're talking about. In terms of using them for self-defense, which I had mentioned, this is not going to be a kill shot to anyone. This would be something more along the lines of a deterrent, a pain deterrent, as it were, because realistically, someone gets cracked on the side of the head with one of these things flying at a few hundred feet per second at them. That's going to daze them. That's going to essentially throw them off balance long enough, hopefully for you at that point, to either leave from where you're at and run, get out of that situation, or take advantage of them being distracted. And at that point, you decide what you're going to do with it. But again, I'm not giving advice on that. I'm just saying that the world is full of possibilities, and that's just one of them. Now, one of the other advantages to having a slingshot is you can set up a target just about any place. You can set it up, you know, anywhere outside in a yard, inside your apartment or house, but you always want to make sure that wherever you do, you plan accordingly. You make sure that you're shooting in a safe direction. You make sure that there isn't anyone between you and the target or beyond the target to within a reasonable extent. You try to take precautions as much as possible so you don't hurt anyone or damage anything. All I've done here is I've got a empty plastic tub, cardboard box. I just taped up the box along some of the edges, effectively in impromptu target areas. I'm going to try it out, see how well I do. So let's go out and do that. All right, so I set the target up on a stump at the corner of my yard. It's about 25 feet, I would say, from where the camera is. So I'm just going to see how I do from that distance, because I honestly have not shot this slingshot or any slingshot in well over 40 plus years. So that's how we're going to work this. All right, so got one of the marbles. I'm going to load it up. Realistically, you may not be able to see all this. I'm going to actually try to squat down some and see how this goes from here. Now, my point of aim, I'm not even going to pick a square. I'm not even going to call it. I'm just going to hope that I hit with inside the red tub there, and we'll see what happens after that. Get it loaded up. Get a better grip. All right. Well, that was sad. That was definitely sad. Load a second one up, give it a little more pull. Not bad, but missed. Need a quick reload. All right, that was a hit. Miss. That's another reason why you want to make sure that you've got a safe area behind your target, because you will miss more often than you hit until you start practicing more. Another miss. It's a good thing I'm not depending upon this to feed myself. Hit. And it looks like I'm hitting in the same area, so now hopefully I can adjust my point of aim. And I adjusted my point of aim to miss in a different spot. Excellent. Coming down, one more shot. Almost came back at me. Now it's still a little hard to see. In fact, I'm just going to get up close and personal on this one. All right, so I definitely got a hit here, and it looks like a little dimple there, but all the others were clear misses. In fact, here is one of the marbles right now. Not going to be finding the other ones. That one that bounced out over here. 10 to 1 says I will find it the next time I mow the lawn. Lucky day. Now, without a doubt, I need practice. And I will admit that I was a bit apprehensive firing this thing, especially once I said out loud how long it's been since I've actually used a slingshot and used this particular slingshot as it is. So basically I'm going to be replacing this band because I felt a little uneasy. And even though, yes, you know, I'm wearing the glasses and these are safety lenses, I prefer not getting whacked in the face by this no matter what. But with that being said, a slingshot is still a viable option to use in a grid down situation, in a less than favorable environment where a firearm for hunting may not necessarily be available or the thing to use. And like I said before, you can practice, and there are plenty of people out there that are experts with these things. I am not one of them. But enough practice, enough time, and you can get pretty good, pretty decent, pretty fast. So keeping that in mind, slingshot, a definite viable option to add into your shit hits the fan preparedness sort of situation, as it were. And pretty much with that being said, even though you can use pretty much almost anything that can fit into the sling itself, having something decent, these marbles, ball bearings, maybe something a little bit heavier. If you can find metal ones around this size, even better. They'll carry a bit more weight and have a little bit more velocity when you let them go, impacting onto the target. You make sure that you have enough, because as you saw, when you miss, a lot of times you're not going to find your missed shots. You might get lucky, but you're most likely not going to find those missed shots unless you spend several minutes scanning the area, as long as you can remember where you last saw it go. All right, so like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.